Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. It's now 3 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We have some visitors from across the pond as well. My name is Lucas. I am your host of this webinar. And we are waiting, I think, for 1 more minute or something for everybody to be able to join us in this amazing webinar about how brands automate content on Amazon and other key retailers. Yes, let's see how we are doing currently with people entering the room. Oh, it's going really well. So 1 more minute. This is it. It's now 3:01. Just some quick announcement. Thank you all for joining. This session will be recorded, and after the event, the recording will be sent over to you. So there's no need to make notes, no need to make screenshots. Everything will be ready for you. We'll have questions, a Q&A at the end. So, but you can leave all your questions in the chat so that we can pick up upon them in the end. I'll be taking note of all those questions. And now we go into the webinar itself. We have an amazing speaker lineup here with a special welcome for Salah Marechal. He's the digital marketing product owner for content marketing and syndication over at Verzuni. Also known as Philips Domestic Appliances. And he will be presenting his case study. But before we go into the case study, a quick 1 minute about Icecat itself, for those people who are actually not familiar with Icecat. Icecat basically solves a problem for the brand and a problem for the retailer. What we're offering for brands, if they want to sell their products via all these marketplaces and all these retailers, they can make sure that their brand content is consistently syndicated across all these marketplaces and retailers. And the marketplaces and retailers, they actually want standardized content from all these brands. They want to have it in their own way. So basically you have Icecat in between there, a platform with 25 million products already, globally oriented with 77 locales, and last year 40 billion downloads already. What we're going to show you is how this Icecat platform helps brand, and in this case, Verzuni, Philips, in syndicating to Amazon. And we're going to show you 4 things. The first thing is how can you fully automate the managing and syndication of your product content at scale. The second thing we're going to show you is how to automatically create Amazon listings. The third thing is to create converting rich content for Amazon and other key retailers. And the fourth thing is the superb copywriting and translation features in the platform, which are going to help you in doing this very easily and at scale. But enough about this, because the best way to show this to you is by using a live case study and a live demo. And with this, I would like to hand it over to Martijn.
So thank you, Lucas. Hi, everyone. So my name is Martijn. I manage the account of Verzuni within Icecat. So I got to know Verzuni, I think approximately 3 years ago during the disentanglement from Royal Philips. And that's when we got in contact with Salah, who is leading this transformation from Royal Philips to Verzuni, and all other stakeholders within their company. So thank you for attending, Salah. Maybe you want to introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Martijn. I'm happy to be here and to share a bit about myself and my journey with Verzuni. I've been with Verzuni for the past 3 years. Been supporting Versuni in the role of indeed global product owner in their digital transformation, disentanglement from Royal Philips, and their overall e-commerce presence, for example, on Amazon, but also on other retailers. I support, the local business teams, the local retail teams with, scaling scalable content towards their retailers. This all has given me a great and unique perspective on how technology can drive business growth. I've been fortunate to join Versuni, which allowed me to work closely with Icecat and retail teams and help shape our automation strategy.
Great. So maybe you can explain us what were your biggest challenges before we started the automation project?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, one of the challenges that Versuni faced is, of course, is the complexity of managing vast amount of product data across multiple channels, countries, and different locales. We deliver content, and we have content for 88 locales globally, which has its difficulties to manage that all. It's the challenge that we had in this was, of course, that there was a lot of manual errors and inefficiencies. On top of that, the process of updating and synchronizing this information was really time consuming, not frequent enough, and prone to inconsistencies. Impacting both speed to market and overall data quality. These hurdles made it difficult to scale operations effectively and respond swiftly to evolving market demands, which of course have evolved in some regions to nearly real time. Also on the creation part, there was a lot of challenges on transcreation, translations, and localizing the content, which had lots of issues with versioning and updating the content for example, when there was a claim or something like that.
So maybe you can explain what made you decide to work with Icecat for the Amazon and the retailer content syndication.
We had actually a lot of discussions with potential partners on various topics, on indeed below the fold content, on basic content, on transcreations, translations, different content for different retailers, but none of them really checked actually all the boxes. Also, to be honest, also with Icecat, we had still a long way on what was needed for our operations. But Icecat really stood out due to their extensive expertise in product data management and their robust technology solutions. Their ability to efficiently aggregate, enrich, and distribute product information across different platforms, offered us a real significant advantage. Moreover, I think that is the most important thing, is that Icecat has a very collaborative approach. They had a really willingness to improve and also listen to our needs, and also the understanding of the local market requirements. Made them actually an ideal fit for supporting our expansion and automation objectives.
Great. So if you could explain what are the biggest differences that you've seen when it comes to automating Amazon and automating having connections with the key retailers?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Amazon is of course very mature on several things. They have unique requirements and technical integrations. Every key retailer has their own unique requirements and their own technical integrations. So each platform demands some tailor-made things. On Amazon, there's a strong emphasis on standardized the product data, frequent updates, and strict compliances with listing guidelines, which often requires more robust automation and monitoring tools as well. And with key retailers, yeah, some of them utilize this and work with the specific templates. They all have yeah, also a bit of their own yeah, legacy things, I would say. But yeah, overall, um, the the automation streamlines many processes. It must be adaptable to the to very various workflows and expectations actually of each channel. Internally, I always mention that Icecat has created various industry standard plugs, and retailers should be able to provide a socket to connect to actually. So this is indeed where Icecat comes into play. They have quite a various spectrum uh, yeah, of content delivery systems via XML or JSON or whatever it would be, and this is all industry standard. And yeah, we can facilitate in this way the retailers' needs by utilizing the the expertise of Icecat.
Okay, good. So when we look back at when we started the project and where we are today, how is your process improved working with our systems?
Icecat involvement brought several tangible improvements to our processes when working with our various channels. By serving also as a single point of truth, then we simplified communication and also delivery to the retailers, allowing our teams to focus on tasks instead of data management. The expertise of Icecat combined with the use of AI-driven solutions, significant accelerated our time to market by automating product data enrichment and validation. I think Alexander and Sophia will show some of these features later on in this session. But yeah, these are very, very helpful within our operations. Our operations team's feedback has been very positive, highlighting both the efficiency gains and also the ease of collaboration with Icecat's specialists and the use of the tools.
Great. Okay. Thank you again for sharing your experience with this audience.
Yeah.
I would like to introduce then Sophia. Sophia is our lead PM for Amazon, together with Alexander. We call him Sasha, by the way, now and then. So if someone says Sasha, then we mean Alexander. And he's our CIO. Sophia is for above responsible for above the fold Amazon content, and Alexander's team is responsible for the below the fold content stream. So I'll pass on the word to Sophia.
Thanks, Martijn. Let's switch on the slides. So now let's actually discuss how Icecat automates your content flow with the brand example in mind. So as you can see from the flowchart, the brand PM is connected to Icecat's brand cloud, which acts sort of like a database where we store all the content information. So then when you can see, what you can see here is that Icecat PM and Studio actually inherit information from Icecat brand cloud and manage then above the fold and below the fold content separately. By the way, if you're not familiar with this terminology, we will explain it a little bit later. But in essence, both of these systems have an automated connection to Amazon via a push API, which allows to list or even update content for thousands of products with just one click of a button. Right now, the only exception that we have is the A+ Premium, which we will have an automated integration available in 2026. As we're one of the piloting companies to test the Amazon's A+ API for the premium version of stories. So for now, we got you still covered. Our e-merchandising team is a separate team that will make the manual submissions for you. In the same vein, we also actually publish content from the Icecat brand cloud. This content is rather generic. However, in Icecat PIM, we have an option to actually create a channel-specific content. And what is channel-specific content? It's basically content that is tailored to the retailer where you're pushing that content to. So the content that you want to populate that specific retailer with. Within PIM, besides, of course, this very advanced engines, we also have something called a templating engine, which basically automatically creates ready-to-submit old school sort of Excel sheets for content submissions. This is specifically designed for those retailers who use the Excel submissions instead of like advanced integrations like API. Actually, I have one of those examples already provided here. So let me just show you. So those of you who actually probably work with Coolblue, you probably already recognize this thing. You had to probably fill it out many, many times to list your products. So this is actually something that we automatically generate with our templating engine. So all of these fields are populated with Icecat content, and then this is the only thing that you have to do is just simply give this to a retailer to then submit the content to Coolblue. Let's go back to our slideshow. Great. And I mentioned earlier that we will explain the difference between the above default and below default. So here is an actual example of the product page on Amazon that is created and maintained by Icecat. So you can see the basic content is the one that we call the above default at the top of the page, and the rich content is the one that we call the below default or A+ basic and premium content. This is actually also the example product that we will be recreating in our systems during this demo. So with no further ado, let's actually go into the demo. Okay, great. This is the Icecat PIM interface where all the content magic happens. So we have different channels available here. I can actually show it to you in here in this environment. Actually, we have two environments. One is a staging environment and one is a live environment. We try not to make any changes to the live environment. That is why we chose to use a staging environment for this demo purposes, as it's a live environment which Versuni actually uses. So as I mentioned, we have different channels available, and channels are basically retailers, so the endpoints that you want to connect to. And here for the brand can basically create a tailored content to the different retailers, which then they can automatically distribute. For this meeting, I have already prepared a readily available content, which was actually generated by our smart Amazon SEO system. This content was generated with the highest ranking keywords on Amazon, and of course with the brand and Amazon guidelines in mind. This is aimed at making sure that the content of Versuni is ranking at the top of the searches, always at all times. Here we actually have the master content available, so this is what you see. With Icecat PIM, you can actually immediately localize this content. So we can actually take this global master and see it as a sort of a blueprint. And then once this content is done, we can just copy and translate this content directly to the other languages. So what we can do is we can scroll at the bottom of the page and we can copy to language, apply, and we can select one or multiple different languages. I will select 3. In this case, maybe German 2. I will actually disable the image and video because I want the processing to happen quickly. So we'll click on copy and process. And this function actually immediately localizes your content by translating the content using the AI engine. So we can actually, this way you can actually localize your content within a couple of seconds. So am I still here? Yes. So this way you can actually distribute your content very fast to the different retailers. And you can also distribute it to different marketplaces, because later on I will actually show you an example. Did my screen freeze? Sorry. the demo effect.
The demo
Oh,
effect.
yeah. Sorry. Yes, we actually translate. So you can see that the content is translated already. So if I switch between the tabs, you will see that it's, well, for our French, German, and Dutch speaking people, they will probably see that it is automatically translated, and you can see that the content is there. The global master, of course, is untouched. It's in English. So that's actually a really good language to start with. And we can actually also provide you with another option, which is translating from one channel to another. So we mentioned the channel is basically a retailer. So we can copy this content to a different channel. I will pick a channel. So let's say Media Market. And we want to translate the content to the German. I think that is the most popular option. So we can copy. And yeah, you can see that the channel content has been copied. Interesting fact about this is that it will also apply automatically the translations. So you can see that you automatically have this content translated for the media market. If you like your content, you can simply recreate it for many different marketplaces, and then you can automatically send it to different retailers. I will switch back to our initial localization. So you can see that the content is already created. The last piece of the puzzle is actually how we send this content to Amazon and other key retailers. So now I will actually switch to the live environment because I already have prepared this content in the live environment. And this is actually the environment that Versuni uses on a day-to-day basis. I can just click export to Amazon. I can simply select those languages that I translated the content to. So let me check NL. And I will click OK, and this will automatically start exporting content to Amazon. Actually, let's click OK. So then it asks me to go to the export logs page, which is the transfer logs. So OK. And I will actually show you the export logs page, which we already prepped. This is in the reports part. It is actually an easiest way to see how your content is being used and how the content has been published. So you can see here we have success, we have that specific product, and we have the list of ASINs. So we have different ASINs here. And actually what this also shows you that you can not only see the specific status of the product that you have shared on Amazon, but you can also retrieve the ASIN immediately after you create the product. And you can also actually check the status of your ASIN. So we have something called the understanding of what is the problem with the ASIN. I'm sure you are familiar. Sorry that none of these have any problems. That's actually good for Versuni. So if you're familiar with the IDQ score, you might already know, or ASIN subversions, you might know that sometimes, for example, here you can see that the main image submitted has actually logo and graphics or watermark. This actually goes against the Amazon's guidelines. So your product might be at the risk of suppression. So it is very important that you also check this, and then of course you don't have to manually check or manually retrieve your IDQ scores. The system automatically tells you, besides the content that you submitted and besides the content that you have and what you have improved, what else you can improve on top of that, so that your content actually ranks higher, driving your conversions. And this way, we are at the end of the ATF content. You can basically list or update your products within and under 10 minutes. I will be passing the word to my dear colleague, Sasha Alexander, and he will be taking up the BTF part. So let me stop the sharing part.
Thanks, Sophia. Okay, so for rich content, we actually have a dedicated platform, which is called Icecat Studio. To give you a better feeling of what we are doing, let me just quickly share our vision. So we are designing Icecat Studio as an AI-driven collaborative hub, a space where brands can work closely with Icecat teams or seamlessly plug in their own departments. These can be either content production and translation units or even external design agencies. When we look closer at the production stage, automation remains our top priority. Instead of traditional manual content creation, we empower our users with intelligent automation tools, such as scraping, copying, AI-driven activities, which might be translations, exclusive content generation, and even image processing. So in practical terms, this means that your team can work more efficiently, stay consistent across all the languages, and bring content to market much faster. This is an example of an Icecat Studio rich content page. We call them product stories that includes everything from image and text modules to annotated carousels and interactive modules that one of our active channel partners have embedded on their product data pages. Now, let me show you how this product story is created inside Icecat Studio. Now, this is our story builder, actually the place where all the magic happens with rich content. The workflow here is extremely simple. So basically you choose the modules you need from the library, drag and drop them into the workspace, and you're ready to start editing. That's it, like fast and intuitively clear. Worth mentioning that this example actually illustrates how A+ premium content can be replicated within Icecat Studio. We support all layout types of Amazon A+ premium content, which means that the same A+ premium content can be created in Studio and then distributed to Amazon and actually other channel partners as well. I'd like to highlight one important point that at the moment, Amazon A+ Premium does not offer an API for automatic content imports, but as Sophia already mentioned, the good news is that Amazon plans to launch this API at the beginning of 2026. And our developers are already busy with working on solution. This means that Icecat will be among the very first providers to offer automated A+ premium pushes to our customers at the moment when Amazon will release this possibility. But in the meantime, we got you covered. Icecat offers a dedicated service where our internal merchandising team managers can do this transition manually. And actually, thanks to our feature, which is called Advanced Preview Mode, you are able to speed up the process and significantly reduce manual effort. In the preview mode, you can easily extract any element from story with just one click of the button. Now, going back to a story builder, let me show you a few features that can really speed up the production flow. First of all, we offer a set of AI-assisted tools that work for you in real time. With this, I mean instant translations, exclusive content generation for specific retailers, image analysis, automatic alt text creation, for instance, to support European Accessibility Act. All of these capabilities are fully integrated across the platform. So whether you're editing a story, duplicating templates, or creating retailer-specific variants, AI is right there to assist you at every step. So you can do it complexly on the product story by clicking the button and just deciding what activity you want to perform. You can do similar activities on the module level. And actually, on every textual element, you can also define the prompt, click process, just to wait for a second, and to get an alternative version of the marketing text. Now, let me just show you one of the most exciting features that we've recently added to Icecat Studio. So what we've seen in practice is that to get around Amazon's strict text limitations, many brands design their messaging directly on the image, like adding text or slogans with custom styling as a part of the visual itself. This gives them more creative freedom with fonts, messaging, placement, and design, obviously. To support all of this, we've introduced our built-in image editing environment. It allows you to work directly with image layers, actually add custom text to banners, include additional multimedia elements, all without leaving Icecat Studio. So instead of switching to Figma or Adobe Illustrator to design visuals, you can now create and adjust everything right inside the platform. And to take it a step further, if you need translated versions of such annotated images and banners, AI translator will recognize it and automatically generate a translated version of the visual as well. Let me cancel these changes. So you can, let me show you an example how you can actually create the copy. So here we have a template functionality to create a new asset. And basically here we also have an AI assist. So you can define what activity you want. You can even define multiple activities, and then yeah, our AI assistant will manage all of them. But yeah, I already generated this version. I will not click copy because it will take a little bit of time. So this is an example of the exact same story, which is copied and translated from English into the Dutch language. Still, if I want to make some adjustments to the text, I can visit the sandbox environment and yeah, change the text or make any adjustment that I want, maybe align something. And if I click save, the image will be reprocessed and the new banner will be generated for further syndication to Amazon. Now that we've covered the top features of the story builder, let me show you how easy it is to manage versioning and publish stories directly to Amazon in just a few clicks, as well as to other channel partners. So this is our asset detailed page. And here you can track every product story variant in details, including their current statuses, whether it's in progress, mapped, completed, or already approved. And this is especially useful when multiple departments are collaborating on a rich content catalog within Icecat Studio. So everyone involved can instantly see exactly where each story stands in the workflow, making coordination smooth and transparent. The moment when story variant is approved, the product stories are published to Icecat network. The same activity goes for Amazon, but since it's a demo environment, yeah, we will not see the button to publish, but in the for the brands who activated their API connection, you are able to do that. Another use case that we've seen with the brands that want to switch to Icecat Studio and already have rich content live on Amazon, we created actually a feature that is able to extract the content elements from Amazon to in Icecat Studio. So in the previous cases, brand editors were copying the content manually from Amazon to Icecat Studio, but with Amazon Extractor, if you want to consolidate your content catalog, maybe for backup, reuse, or broader syndication purposes, you can use this tool. So this is basically a fast, efficient way to pull in your existing content and start working with it immediately in Icecat Studio. So what I need to do, I just need to pick up the link. And if I want to create a story variant, a draft version of the story variant from Amazon page, I just click create from parsed story draft, click add. So now the system will start parsing the story. Normally it will take maybe 20 to 30 seconds. And the outcome will be the following. So the story that we just took from Amazon will look like this. Another important part of Icecat Studio is the statistic dashboard. Before we continue, please note that this statistic, the statistic shown here is actually demo values only. They do not represent the real data of any specific brand. So this is your to-go place to understand how your content actually performs on the market. Since Rich Content is hosted and delivered through Icecat, we can clearly see how often your product stories are loaded, viewed, and interacted across partner websites. The dashboard turns all this activity into simple visual insights, helping you to understand what works, what gets attention, and where your content delivers the real impact. And for more details, you can also download an Excel report that will give you a detailed information on SKU level. Okay, so these were all the key points I wanted to highlight today. I'm happy to take any questions you may have. Martijn, back to you.
I believe it's up to Lucas.
Oh,
Yes, I'll take it. I think we've seen some amazing demos and a real life case study here. It's shown you in this webinar that basically it's possible for you to do full automation of managing and syndication of product content at scale, automate these Amazon listings, create converting rich content for Amazon A+ and A+ Premium and other retailers, and you have these superb copywriting and translation capabilities. And if you are a brand sponsor, everything you create here is for free, available to these marketplaces and these retailers. So, and with this, I think we go into the question and answers. On the next slide, Sophia. So I think we had some questions. We have a question from Lee Mullins, which is a tough one. So I don't know exactly, Lee, if we're able to answer it right now and straight, but otherwise we're going to find it out.
Yeah, I think we can answer already a part of that. So I believe Sophia's, I think, the best one to translate because she has the live experience, of course, with working on this type of content and syndicating it to Amazon. But I believe it's due to the ASIN ownership. But Sophia, can you elaborate on that, please?
No,
Shall we first do the
actually,
question? Shall we
yeah,
first do
so
the question of Lee? Maybe you
yes,
can repeat the
in
question.
reference to Lee's question, so basically the question is about securing the buy box page, especially when there are multiple competitors on the buy box page. So what we can do, of course, one first thing that we can do is for the brands that are registered with the brand registry, we can just automatically push content for them. There are a couple of things that our algorithm decides whether or not your content goes through or some third parties' content goes through. So we have actually all of those guidelines already integrated into our tools. So that way we can actually help you to make sure that your brand, your PDP page is secured. So the buy box page is secured. I would not agree with you, however, that only A+ content can only be published by the brand owner accounts, because according to the Amazon's policy, you can as a seller also publish content, A+ content. It's actually pretty easy, and it's one of the easiest things that usually sellers do or the third parties do, unlike actually securing the buy box page, which is a bit more difficult and it's a little bit more competition. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Thank you. Thank you so much. There was one other question, a question from Francesca. Martijn, maybe you can repeat the question and the answer you gave there.
Yep. So the question from Francesca was if the translation tool includes local keywords while translating. So there's a possibility for us to adopt your brand guidelines into Icecat PIM. And we can, of course, also take in the keywords if provided by you. We're currently working on an interface with some of the well-known keyword providers globally, and based on AI, provide you with SEO friendly titles, marketing text, and bullet points. So that is something that we are currently working on. Then we also have a question from Byron James of we integrate with Walmart. I believe we have an interface, and I believe we have a push API with Walmart. I am currently checking that internally, and we'll come back to that towards Byron. The rest, no questions.
In the chat, we also
Yes.
have a few questions. We have 2 questions in the chat. Question from Michel. Maybe you can answer that one, Martijn. Microsoft Surface products are only full Icecat, isn't it?
I don't see that question, but yes, indeed. So Microsoft is not attending Open Icecat anymore. We have some relationships here and there, and other tasks that we do for them, but no open content syndication anymore. So that is full Icecat indeed.
Then in the chat, Martijn, there's also another question. If that's hello everyone, I'm really worried about the product information from Icecat about configure to order products. So if you have a specific limited series of laptop, desktops, etc. from HP, the Lenovo, Dell, how can we get information of these special products? Regarding about the special SKU numbers, because we can't find many on them on Icecat. Can I refer that one to you, Martijn?
Yeah, sorry, I was interrupted, but Sasha?
I think I may answer that question. Yeah, it's related to basic content syndication. So what we normally see from the brands, the CTO configuration information is normally not supplied. So this information comes either from distributor or from the retailer. And then in our production workflows, we have complex methods how to create these data sheets for you at a very big scale. So actually, I think we need to connect offline about this topic and explain you how quickly we can cover that gap for you. But we have a workflow how to. We create a lot of CTO products for our channel partners.
Then we have a question from Kieran. Does this work across Vendor Central and Seller Central? With translations, if we have specific translation for works, is there a way to hold a translation dictionary rule set for translations in Icecat so that all the translations follow the specific word and rules?
Yeah, so we have interfaces with Vendor Central and Seller Central, but Sophia, feel free.
Yes, you're right, Martijn. So we do have both interfaces available. They are separate interfaces, but we have also the option to connect to both of them. So we can act as a content service provider for both of these cases. The second part of the question regarding the translations, yes, indeed, you can set your own rules. So as I mentioned, we do take into consideration the Amazon's guidelines on one hand, and also your brand guidelines. So the brand guideline part is actually the part that you have to give as an input on. For example, you can define that I want to make sure that this particular thing translates in this way, or I want to make sure that in the translations, the brand name goes first and the sub-brand name goes second and the family goes third, right? Which we can define, of course, in the translations. This is up to the prompt that we will define. We are more than open to those suggestions from the brand. And we believe that it actually improves the quality of translations tremendously when the brands are involved like this.
Sophia, is the next question also for you from Nkosi?
Yes, so I will read the question. So when the BTF and ATF content drops on Amazon, is there a way from the Icecat PM to automatically push it back to live each time? Depends what you mean by dropping, because there could be multiple reasons why the content drops. One is, of course, the traditional third-party overwriting. Second, you could also mean the ASIN suppression by dropping the content. If your ASIN is suppressed, first we need to find the reason why the ASIN is suppressed. Maybe you are violating content guidelines. And then we can get you back on the PDP. And then we can again push the content. But if, for example, the case is the first, that your content is being overwritten by the third parties, of course, we can, with no problem, push the content once again. We can even escalate it to the vendor support. This actually is way easier if you're also the owner of the ASIN, or if you are registered under the brand registry. So yeah, we can definitely do that. I hope I was able to answer the question.
I think the next one from Daniel may be yours as well, Sophia.
So the question is: we currently load products using flat files. When doing this, sometimes certain ENs can be assigned to multiple ASINs, and we need to choose between them. How is this handled? Actually, I think what you're talking about, Daniel, is the NIST template, right? For the specific. If we're talking about Amazon, also just correct me if I'm wrong here. That's probably the NIS template that you're using. Usually we do the following thing. We have one SKU and one EN code. And 99% of the time, the logic is the following. One EN code equals one SKU. You cannot have multiple ENs assigned to one ASIN. It is not possible. So the Amazon's internal logic works in this way. We usually take the EN from you. You tell us which EN you're using for this specific localization, and we create the ASIN for you. Usually, if you're working on an EU8 market or EU9 market, excluding the UK, you would 99% of the time have the same ASIN across all the EU8 markets. And of course, in Canada and the US, this will change because you have UPC codes. So definitely a different ASIN there.
And then I think the next one is Alexander, is for you. Is from Harsel.
Okay, yeah. If A+ rich content is created and published on Amazon on Icecat Studio, does the A+ rich content go live on Amazon website? Yeah, that depends on the content type. So rich content is divided into A+ and A+ Premium. So for A+, the API was introduced by Amazon a long time ago. So you can syndicate that content automatically. And for A+ Premium, right now you have advanced preview mode that you can use to quickly move the content to Amazon. And in the nearest future, as we mentioned, Amazon plans to release A+ Premium API, and we are already building a solution for it.
And then we have a question from Mark. I think this is a translation specific enough for local language variation, UK versus US English, French versus Canadian French, etc. Who can I give this question to?
I think I can answer that. So we were actually thinking about the specific measurement types, and actually we checked if, for example, the measurements are also translated in case, so localized for the context, if that is the case. And yes, it is the case. So for example, if you're translating from global master, which you're using, for example, kilograms instead of labs, then if you translate it into English US, it's going to be labs. So it will also be converted. One thing that you also have to take into consideration is that translation is not foolproof. So you still have to check and verify as a brand. You still have that obligation for sure. This is up to you if you want to check it or not. It's just that it's recommended. Although I would say that the translations have been so successful in the past that it hasn't really been much of the case where the brands have changed the content after translation.
Thanks so much. And then we have in the chat one other question from Thomas. What are the limitations when we use another PIM? In their case, product life as an input in Icecat for non-added value content, only text and images. Is it something any of you can answer, or something we need to get back to?
I'm looking for the question.
It's in the chat. We have two buttons. One is questions, one is chat,
Yeah.
Martijn.
In this case, we can use any source as the import. Use it as an import into Icecat PIM. So yeah, it's possible to get external data. Although we also provide our content to our competitors. So we're open.
I know in France we are working with Product Life extensively. If you want to, Thomas, we can bring you in contact with our French colleague, Sandra, basically to elaborate a bit more on what you would need there. So I'll make sure that I get the two of you in touch, connected, I mean. I think this concluded all the questions and the chat. I think it was amazing. We're a bit over time. We're 51 minutes, but it was an amazing time. I would like to thank you all, especially the speakers and all the questionnaires. Salah, thank you so much. It was a really nice and invigorating case study you presented here. And I would like to thank the rest of the speakers as well. Some of the questions I was not able to answer, but apparently I have some amazing colleagues who are able to answer anything. And with it, this concludes the webinar. Thank you all. And the presentation, the recording of the presentation will be in your inbox, I think in 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.